Hello, good afternoon guys, welcome back to Maverick Baking and welcome back to Scottish Girl Tastes Norwegian Chocolate part 2 of 2. The series that the internet has just been frothing at the mouth for. So as I said in the last installment, I recently visited Oslo for a couple of days and came back with a heinous amount of chocolate, and today we're tasting the last of it. So I have 4 products to taste for you guys today, one of which is the Freia Milk Chocolade. We also have this peanut cube. We have a Stratos salty caramel, and we have this very classic looking troika, I'm not sure. You can see how it's spelled. So I think I'm going to taste this kind of classic looking bar first. I love the packaging on this. It's very kind of old school, you know, with a huge font. There's not any pictures of what's going on. It's really a mystery, which is quite scary. I said in the last video, I know that Scandinavians love their marzipan, and I hate marzipan, so I'm always quite scared of these minimal English wrappers that could contain all sorts of horrific things. Anyway, let's get this open and taste it. What we have here, it gives even less away. So it's just basically a kind of slab of slightly darker looking chocolate. So it smells like there's going to be some kind of nuts in here. And you can certainly smell a slightly, not a dark chocolate as such, but certainly a darker chocolate. I have no idea what the texture is going to be like. I have no idea what it's going to taste like. So let's eat it. Oh, wow. I did not expect that. The layers in here are unreal. Look at this. There's just a little close-up for you. We have 3 mystery layers of stuff in there. We have the chocolate on the outside, a kind of creamy base, a chocolate center, and a fruity jelly on top. That is absolutely wild. That's unlike anything I've ever seen before. So I think the white layer, from the texture that's just the slightest bit chewy, and from that white colour, I think that's coconut. It's nothing overpowering like coconut often is. So I googled it and found out it's actually just a very natural tasting marzipan and that I'm an idiot. But there is that kind of sweet background hint of it. The centre, I think we're just talking like a chocolate ganache. It's certainly the stiffest layer to bite through, but it mostly just tastes of that kind of slightly darker chocolate. And on top, that's either some kind of forest berry or a cherry, but it almost tastes like it has a liqueur in there as well. It's got a kind of rich, very grown-up, boozy taste to it. It's not kind of the best tasting thing I've ever had, but there's a lot going on in there. I'm almost frustrated that I can't really read the wrapper properly to tell you what is inside it. Marzipan, chocolate truffle, raspberry jelly. I am an idiot. But honestly, that is some of the craziest layering I've ever seen inside a commercial chocolate bar before. If you ever see this, I would recommend picking it up just because it is so different. The sweetness of the kind of cherry liqueur stuff goes really well with the slightly richer dark chocolate and that kind of mystery coconut paste stuff. It's different. I love the layering. Like I said, it's certainly not the best chocolate bar I've ever tasted, but I'm quite happy to give that one a 4 out of 5 just for being weird. Let's move on to our second product of the day. So I have this bar from Freia, and this looks like it's going to be peanut flavoured because it says pretty much peanut on it, and it looks like it's going to be a big chunky boy. So it's quite a substantial bar, you know, that's much bigger than our standard British chocolate bar. I'm guessing it's going to be some kind of peanut chocolate caramel thing, which just sounds glorious. So let's try it. So this kind of Freia brand seems to be like almost the Cadbury of Norway. It was kind of everywhere and they had a lot of different products. Yeah. Conveniently, this is already broken in half. So let's just, oh, it's not. It just comes in two little wonderful turd-shaped parts. Major peanut smell is a very good sign because we love peanuts here. You can see that there's all of that kind of knobbly peanut texture there on front and kind of on the back. I'm really excited, so let's just taste this peanut cob. Yeah, let's eat it. It's not quite what I expected, but I love it. This is a very dense, substantial bar. Much like biting into a Snickers, you can feel yourself properly having to chew it. There's a good kind of decent amount of that peanut in there, that kind of weird, chewy paste stuff, a good layer of chocolate. There's just a lot going on. Let me give you a close-up. So you have that kind of thick layer of milk chocolate on the outside with those crunchy peanuts. Probably not as crunchy as I would like, to be honest. They aren't kind of as texturized as I would have liked. There's a layer of almost darker chocolate, and then there's this thick kind of peanut paste in the middle. It's almost like a super thick version of a Reese's peanut butter cup filling. Huge peanut flavour in there though. Good combination of textures, really satisfying texture to it too. You actually feel like you're eating a decent snack, you know what I mean? It's almost that kind of dense, fulfilling protein bar texture. As I said, I probably would have liked a little bit more crunch to the nuts, maybe if they were toasted just a bit more, or if there were kind of some more through it. The milk chocolate is fairly generic. It's sweet, it's creamy. The overriding flavour is that kind of peanut paste in the middle. Strong, savoury, nutty flavour with some sweetness through it. It's nothing too sickly, but I can imagine that 2 of these would definitely set you up to get you through the afternoon, because that's a serious snack. It's good. It's not the best chocolate peanut butter bar I've had, but I'll give that a 4 out of 5. So we have 2 products left, and I think I'm going to move on to this Stratos salty caramel. Now, I only really saw these Stratos bars in the airport. I didn't see them as much in kind of little corner shops or supermarkets while I was in Oslo. It looks almost as if it's going to be like a salted caramel Aero, or for those of you unfamiliar with an Aero, just a bubbly milk chocolate. So they had the plain kind, but honestly, when I saw the caramel one, I was like, oh girl, you coming home with me immediately. Because we have nothing like that in the UK. We have, you know, the plain Aero and the mint Aero, and that's it. We don't have any with other fillings. I do also love the packaging. I like this cow, and I like the colours. I think it's really cute. It's already broken, thanks to air travel. And you can see it comes in these kind of bubbly chunks, which I think is really satisfying. Doesn't smell particularly great, to be honest, but let's bite into it and see how it tastes. I kind of forgot how much Scandinavians love licorice, and it's really coming through here. So even though this doesn't advertise itself as containing licorice, I tried a lot of salted licorice products when I was there, and though they have this lovely kind of refreshing sweetness and saltiness at the same time, that big punchy aniseed flavour does come through, and they have added it to this bar, and honestly I'm quite offended. So this is what it looks like on the inside. You have just a few little tiny bubbles there, and you can see a decent layer of that salty caramel. And even though the main flavour should be chocolate and caramel, all I can taste is aniseed. Saying that though, it's a good bar. The chocolate is thick and creamy. The caramel isn't too chewy or too runny. It goes really well with the texture of the chocolate. It's sweet. It's a little bit artificial tasting. And as I said, there is a definite licorice aniseed type taste hovering in there. So if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of licorice, you might want to avoid this one. Overall, though I like the idea, it's a bit too much for me. So I'm going to give this Stratos salty caramel a 3 out of 5. And finally, we move on to our final Norwegian chocolate product, and bitch am I excited about this one. So this is the Freia Melkesjokolade. Now this variety isn't just a plain variety. There were plenty of these plain milk chocolate bars that taste very much like your Cadbury, your Milka, you know, your standard kind of family-friendly milk chocolate taste. This version comes with salted caramel and roasted almond pieces, because clearly we haven't had enough nuts and caramel already. I've already tasted the plain milk chocolate from this brand because when I got to the airport, I wanted something sweet with my coffee, and I was like, oh, foreign chocolate, into my mouth, please. So this isn't going to be a super big surprise as to the taste of the actual chocolate, but this variety I just couldn't say no to. And it's a feckin' massive bar. So we take this out, it's already conveniently broken for us, and we have a big chunky boy. You can see on the front, much like the Kvik lunch had in the previous episode, this bar is also covered in these kind of one-legged bird things. I think they're storks. And you can see on the back that we're going to have some kind of nutty, crunchy, knobbly-bobbly texture in there. So let's taste it. Oh, hell yes. That is perfect. Proper, thick, creamy, sweet, satisfying milk chocolate. Good character to it. Even though you know it's like Milka and like Cadbury and that it's a fairy kind of basic bitch milk chocolate, you can taste that this brand has put their foot down in flavouring this bar specifically. It's got a great, smooth, melting, satisfying texture. And the little crunch that all of those kind of little salted toffee caramel pieces and those almonds give it are just perfect. It's very rich, it's very sweet, don't get me wrong. Smoothness, crunchiness, saltiness, sweetness, just yes. Every bit as good as a Tony's Chocolonely bar, as one of the flavoured Milka bars, as one of the better Cadbury bars. Just a heckin' good milk chocolate. Though it was expensive, it's a great size, it's worth trying. Oh my god, I wish I'd bought more. Overall, I can't give this bar anything other than a 5 stars. I want to eat it all right now. If you guys have ever been fortunate enough to taste Norwegian chocolate, or if you are from Norway, let me know your thoughts on any of these bars and snacks in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you guys enjoy the foreign chocolate reviews, do let me know in the comments what countries' snacks you would like to see me taste next, and I'll see if I can get a hold of them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe because we are doing junk food reviews, recipes, foodie vlogs, and all sorts all the time. We'd love to have you here. In the meantime, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.